Oh my God, I love it. Yeah. And just one in this case, she stretched it out for me. And she lays her.
Oh, really?
Oh. Camille, would you grab me another silver ball on the way back over here?
Oh, I have an extra one here.
Right, okay.
I think this, I think this is too stiff. Thank you. This is more like it.
Okay, let's set that silver ball down. Actually, well, no, it's just in that stuff. Let's place it, that silver ball, in between your upper thighs, just above the knee joint. And you're gonna take your black ball, put it right behind your sacrum, and then walk yourself out into just a little bit of a tilt.
Sacrum.
You're in the middle of the pelvis at the back. So we're just gonna go low. So I want you to lean back so that your shoulder blades are hitting the mirror. So you're tilted, stacked. And then we're gonna reach down and let the right arm fall towards the floor, reach down for the floor. Let that left arm relax. Press your head and neck into the mirror as you squeeze the inner thighs together and elongate through your neck. Drop and reach through the arm, flexing the shoulder blade. Press your head back into the wall. Squeeze legs together and get longer. Climb up out through your neck. Broaden the shoulders down through the feet. We're going to come back to the center and relax. Bend your knees, bring that ball up and take it up to the middle of your inner thighs on there. Once again, underneath you, we're going to take that black ball out, tip over to the right. And then you're going to put the black ball in your right hand, press and the black ball into your IT band. Reach down with your left hand for the floor as you lengthen through your neck and stabilize. And we're going to stand up and relax on there. Switch it to your left hand, tip down. Pull that shoulder blade back on the right. Kind of aim for that wall behind you. You're not and then press the ball into your thigh. Reach down with the other arm, squeezing and elongating, uncurling from the inside. After about 2 or 3 breath cycles, you're going to let that relax. Reach down, pull that ball out for just a second. Walk in place.
Oh. Sorry, I got so many verbal.
Oh no, it's great. They just published an article that's saying that like swearing during your workout will give you a better workout. Okay, so let's take that black ball and actually let's stick the silver ball behind you. So you're gonna place the silver ball at the top of the inside of the shoulder blade corner, and then you're gonna tip back to push it into the wall. So you're gonna do a big tip back to pin it with your upper shoulder so that when you stand up, you're gonna be right in between the space between the center of your spine and the right shoulder blade.
We're to the right now?
You're off to the right of the spine.
Okay.
So do some movements around there to pin down something that feels kind of tight and thick, like it needs some extra work. You're going to pin and hold. And as you tip your head away from that silver ball, you're going to look for some area where it pulls on the front. So you're going to take the black ball in your left hand. You're going to do a cross grip. And then you're going to grab onto the area of your chest where that sensation shows up. Put a little backspin, twist on it. And then reach out with the right arm. And you're going to reach for the mirror behind you. I want you to very relaxed right shoulder. So go for a kind of a lower contact point with the mirror. Here's going to be a reference point. Grabbed and sandwiched the ball, the ribs between the ball mirror Then you're gonna reach your arm back until you're hitting the mirror. So you're putting your entire arm behind you, and you're gonna try and slip out from inside. Slide your hips lower. Turn your face away. See if you can slide out from below your ribs on there. And look for a lot of stretch on the front of the neck, into the throat.
Ugh.
And you find that good spot, just hang out there. Small movements, trying to get free in that vicinity, and a lot of waiting. Experiment with bringing your chin around so that you can run it into the hand that's holding that black ball. And as you turn and lift your chin, you're just looking for a little bit of resistance. Try and release on the front side of the neck muscles. As you set your chin on top of that outstretched hand and press down, it's going to lever up from the base of your skull. This is what I'm thinking for Alicia tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about this on there. That I was watching her hold her chin when she was talking to people on there, and that she could rest on her hand in a ball and pry her head up out of the collarbone. Okay, let's take a break on that side. You're going to peel the ball off of the front on there. Just do some gentle moving around, and then slide your body over so that the ball goes to the other side of the ribs and the spine. Then you're going to tip your head away from that one and grab on
Away from that.
silver ball. Yeah, and you're looking for, there's going to be some sort of line that feels like it pulls down and it catches in these upper couple of ribs on there.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so what you're going to end up with is pinned on both sides of the same rib set. Lots of deep breathing.
Oh, under that. Oh, like, oh my God.
So when you describe something as under your shoulder blade, as you move it around, see if you can kind of get a little closer to identifying their very particular rib. That is it emanating from the shoulder blade itself as you move it around, or does it feel like it's coming from the ribs just in front of it?
I don't really know.
Experiment on there as you go into that zone. See if you can kind of picture as it changes what you're moving on. Now it's really, if you had like a chair back next to you, that's an even better choice because you can be pushing off with that arm rather than just the reference point at the wall. So you could do this in a corner so that you're maybe, 6 inches away from the other wall that's going to run off to the side. So you could be pushing out sideways as well as behind, up, down on there. And that's really going to amplify the lines of access that you get.
Yeah, it's all up and down, everything.
So slow it down and wait longer. Wait for some of those longer lines to give way.
I mean, I feel it down here, I feel it again at the base of the shoulder blade. Especially there, that's where it's like, no gap, right in there.
Okay, so hit that and just stay there. And wait till it starts to feel like it changes to something with a little more capability to get. Yeah, gotta just kind of surrender that down. Then wait for those other signals are slower to get up to you, slower to move into the area because there's a lot of inertia on there. And if you don't wait long enough, it's not going to get to the level that it needs to begin moving. Once it starts moving, it's going to stay going and it's going to continue going on there. And there you'll find that once it starts sliding, it's deceptively thick appearing.
Yeah.
Once it gets moving, it'll kind of vanish all of a sudden on there because it's not the size that it appears to be from the outside.
Yeah, the monster is always bigger in your head.
Well, think of it as you're perceiving it from behind some reactions that have already kicked in. You're behaving as if you are already being hurt when you're actually a few milliseconds out ahead of the actual amount of pain. And that's where you're slowing it down to stay in that stuck sensation. Because at that point where the discomfort arises, you're at the cusp. And you want to, instead of hauling yourself around the problem, you're going to deal with it this time. And when you're ready to let's take a break on that one and I know. Let's do some footwork here. So bring your hips back against the mirror and then you're going to take your advanced ball underneath your heel so you can drop the foot right on top of that. And then you're going to tip forward so that your butt comes off the mirror. And then you're going to, as you're pushing down through the heel, you're going to lift up slightly from that sits bone and you're going to look for some sort of twingy, kind of sore bit at the bottom of the pelvis. Well, if the foot starts to cramp on there, but see, take a moment there. See how you get your butt off the mirror first on there. That's going to help out. There you go. That's it. So now you have more room to kind of move your keister around in, and then you're going to be able to kind of feel the line that kind of yanks, slip the ball in the vicinity of that line. And then you can brace against the mirror. And you're going to do a slow exploration of moving in this area. And really look up at those collarbones as you try and move. Very tiny moves. You should expect that just pretty much everything here has some pretty nasty problems.
Oh my goodness.
You kind of cut off all the stuff that works from yourself and you just say, hey, we want to have a nice, friendly, private conversation with these guys. You don't need all that other help. Yeah.
It's like they're all talking. Attention or
they're repair. It's not a wanting because you have they're yelling louder because you gave them what you wanted. So they're showing you what they're doing with it. Okay. And they're showing you all the other things that are going to happen because you have given them all the space that they need now to work. On there. Breathe into those intense, burny lines on there. And you're going to figure out how to start to do a pivoting turn with just your upper body. That foot's going to stay forward. One arm is going to be braced and holding into the mirror. You're just going to work on turning away from your pelvis and continue opening up that line. Really concentrate on the upper neck. and separating the space from the shoulders and the neck meet each other right under that collarbone. Just try and hold your arm up lower, like so you're not there yet. Yeah, because reach it for the other side rather than lifting it higher.
Okay.
Because that higher is just more energy.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you torque. The last one, I want you to see if you can stand up real tall, turn the right arm at a 90-degree angle, right wall side arm, just right arm. Right arm, mirror side arm.
Oh,
there you go. Tuck that elbow in so that as you rotate almost 90 degrees to the right, you can tuck that elbow in and push the mirror away out to the right. You really open up the ankle. If you got the balance, you can also grab your head and pull from the left side and work it up into that shoulder blade.
Oh yeah, that really helps.
Yeah, so you can unlock that top inside corner of your shoulder blade from the deepest part of your hips. Up through your neck.
Okay. Oh.
All right, slowly release yourself out of that, and you're just gonna do a nice like twerk circle on the mirror. I'll just kind of open everything up before you step off and take a little break there. Whew.
That is so informative. The information I just received is.
I would think of it as what you just accomplished.
Okay.
Because it was way more than just information received. Like you just rearranged all the furniture inside of your house. Emptied out all your cabinets and reorganized them all.
How about, do I have any couch?
Yeah, well, it's always been in there. It's been buried under some other things. You've been unable to use the couch room. Okay, so you're gonna hips are against the wall to begin with, so you can get stable placement on the under the heel of your left foot. All the foot toes are going to be down. You're pressing down with your heel, and then you're going to slowly tip forward and then peel your butt off the mirror and look for.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh.
And then pick your spot to pin and hold.
Oh.
Think of yourself trying to separate in 4 different directions. And the left arm is traveling downwards, it's pushing the world back. Your ribs are expanding and pulling up out of the pelvis, spreading and twisting. The neck is moving around to explore traction relationships. When you stumble on a couple that are really connected, then just freeze and you just change your focus to how do you deal with those couple of spots. Really surrender into it. Soften, slow down even more, and listen to those other spots that jump up around the body. And there. Figure out how to kind of scrub all the way around that edge of your sacrum or that sits bone.
Oh.
That's a good choice. Working on your forehead and your eyebrows from the front. You can push and add lots of, again, think of tiny little effort and pressure is going to get huge forces at the neck and the ribs on here. The hardest, the strongest human being with the most strike force and the greatest, whatever, these forces are infinitesimal to what tiny compared to what you can generate inside of your own body with resistance on there. And you're gonna start to pivot the upper torso. Try and leave your leg behind. Reach with your elbow and sweep the world away from behind you while you walk the ribs in another direction entirely. Note all the places where that turns pressure on and off. So you can kind of pull your hip socket apart from the back to the front on there as you sink in. You kind of push the head of your femur out and traction it away with the moves in your pelvis. Okay. Let's try one more with the side. You guys try the left side too and watch what I'm doing here. So I want you to kind of pin the search for something sore on the outside of your hip and pelvis. You're going to roll right above the greater trochanter. You shouldn't go over the big bump on your femur. You should stay through the pocket of muscle on the outside of the hip. When you find something that gets particularly twingy, I want you to see if you can drop the outside edge of your heel. You're going to catch that back corner in the so, and you're going to push the black ball down with your hand. So as you tip over, it's going to pull your torso out of the hip.
Oh, yeah.
On there. You can walk yourself around in a curve. Just think about being anchored by the back of that heel where it kind of twists under. That's the sciatic notch where it comes out. And you can do a little almost like bending and walking in that area. Real slow. Try and bend the knee that you're working on.
Okay.
There you go, yeah. So Camille, you're still. So as you dip, what you're trying to do is soften the inside leg. So your foot's rolling over the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your foot stays absolutely still and both knees bend. There you go. Feel how that's harder? When you went over a big thumpy thing as you just right there. That one right there. Slow it down. That's it. Now try and pull your torso out further, tip it further away from the mirror. So there you go. So that's it. Now you got more stretch going down your leg. Really work that zingy stuff. Kind of push a load into that slightly painful stuff as you work it. Okay. Take a break there. Here, check your legs. Makes my feet feel kind of slow, like there's the size of a half bigger because there's more foot on the ground. Like, "Ooh, it's gonna take so much longer to come up." The whole foot works. So yeah, flip to the other side and search the hip to begin with so that you feel like you've got good, comfortable control on there. Your legs are under you.
This is so the side.
Notice if part of your hips start cramping here. That they get kind of achy or protective feeling. Again, you're looking for the connection all the way up to the base of your neck and that shoulder. You have time to let things give way here. Sometimes your movements will almost feel kind of like ratchet-like or mechanical, because every second or so they kind of readjust a little bit. See if you can find those connections from the muscles that would potentially rip off on the edge of your toes and your foot, where it passes through the pelvis and does kind of a directional transfer change. And then up to the restrictions in the upper 3 ribs in the vicinity of the collarbone up there. That's your key juncture for loading, and really feel the toes, the base of the ball of the foot. Okay, and see if you can take a super slow kind of side step off and just, like a little crash, just bring that black ball. See if you can work it just around to the back of your pelvis. Let's just do some more sacroiliac joint. Just dig down anywhere that feels kind of sore, tight on that SI joint, and put some palms against the mirror behind you. And think of expanding in 3 directions, climbing out of your pelvis and spreading the world to each side along the mirror. Or twisting out at different rates with your palms. Work on pulling your hips from down below as you walk across the wall. Camille, try arching the middle of your back less. Yeah, feel how it needs to release in order to lengthen. It's shortening in a curve. There you go. So as you pull your butt down, yep. And the ribs go up, right there, right there. Feel that stuff. That's it. There you go. Feel that gets real crampy all of a sudden. That's it. Yeah. 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 There you go. And then all that stuff that starts happening in between, right there. Right. So that's it. That's none of that stuff. That's it. You're spreading in all directions. And there. You want to get your whole body somewhere. You want to get just part of your body, like an octopus arm, while the rest of you goes elsewhere.
for one, in every direction.
Okay. Let's finish with a spinal roll there.
Start closer to the wall. I always forget that.
No, further away.
Yeah, if you want to go out into the room and you want to do a roll back without hitting your head, start seated and hold the ball out so that you've got the arm's length plus the ball in your hand. And that's usually going to give you a good ratio.
We don't need any of the other balls?
No, let's just go. Pull the ball into the base of your spine, lean back. And start with just a little circular stimulation on that sacrum or just left with the black ball. Get a nice imprint down. 2-3 breaths. And then sink down. And then reach out and just grab your kneecaps for just a moment. And balance. Again, relaxing the shoulders. Relax the back of your neck. See where the rib cage will not quite reach back to the ball because you've either shortness at your shoulders, shortness in the ribs. Breathe wherever you feel the resistance. And start to extend your spine, lengthening. The shoulder blades stay down. As you exhale, press back with your ribs, pick your pelvis up, and roll the ball up a couple of vertebrae into those fixed ribs and set the back of your pelvis down. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Walk your feet out so you're ready for the next pull. We're going to do a little angled roll up in a V on each side here. So let's go to the left side first on there. So pick your hips up, slide them out to the right. So you're going to land your left cheek on the ground. You're going to start to twist the rib cage, rotate the upper body as far as you can to the left. On there, set the left elbow and then forearm down. You're holding up your head with your right hand and see if you can continue the twist to the left. Add in some knees. Twist and spread and reach with your knees, reaching the head behind you. Open. See if you can balance kind of at the bottom corner of your shoulder blade there. In a slow melting curve that brings your head back around to the right. And you're going to peel those knees up. Back around the center. Slide your hips back into place. Kind of snuggle up against the big bump that's going to be the right side that you haven't stretched out. Just lean into it as you arrive at the middle. Slowly shift your hips out from underneath that. And then bear down onto that right hand side. Sink and spread and twist. And sink and spread. There you go, and twist. And as you rotate to the right, there you go. Your right elbow and forearm are going to come down. The knees are going to twist. You're going to try to extend over the curve of the ball, reaching your rib cage longer, behind you, over you. Push the world away with the right hand into the floor as you open up through the ribs and the shoulder blade. Drawing the ribs away from the right hand as you get taller. And then we're going to lengthen and come back down to the center. Back to the center, below the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press straight back with your spine. Kind of compare and contrast if there's anything uneven on there. Pick your hips up and roll real heavy through anything that feels uneven. I want you to add a little more pressure. Anything that feels like it's sticking out. And then sink down and rest and breathe. And then get up in between the two shoulder blades here. So what we're interested in is the upper inside corner of your shoulder blade. We're going to bring that silver ball to the right corner, inside corner of your shoulder blade. You're going to keep your right hand kind of cupping your head, and you're going to turn your face like it's going to rest just above your armpit on the inside of that right arm. And you're going to put your left hand to the inside of your right elbow, and then you're going to squeeze your right elbow into your left hand, and then pull your ribs back towards the floor. Try and drag them out from underneath your right shoulder blade and press back. When you can't move anymore, press back with your head into your right hand and breathe into that shoulder and release. And come back, unwind that hand across the center. Pause in the middle to roll a couple stripes up the middle of your spine, and then sink down into the left upper inside corner of your shoulder blade corner. Slow, easy, generous melt until you tuck into somewhere. It's going to need extra help, and then you're going to unwrap your right hand and grab the left elbow. Just breathe some helpful assistance to that shoulder blade. Corners. Down. Try pressing in with the left elbow. Resist with the heel of the right hand. And then press back with your head. Separate and unwind. And then a slow release on there. Find your spot. And you're going to work it back to the center. You're going to do a little shoulder blade squeeze together and press back with the head. Feel like you're opening and lifting the center of your chest out of your body, out of your hips. Breathe behind it to restructure and open everything up. And then a big exhale and relax. Let's roll up one last time all the way into your neck and stretch both arms all the way up over your head. Breathe big and breathe deep. Look at the shoulder blades and the top of your shoulders pinned. Relax your spine. Bring your fingertips to the top of your head on both sides. We're going to pull forward gently. Push with your feet and imprint the back of your skull and that top cervical vertebrae relationship. Open the elbows. Walk your feet in real tight to your hips. Fingertips pointing in, and you're going to press off and lengthen. And go all the way to upward plank. See if you can do it without hitting your head there. Oops, I almost made it. I think I got too long. If you can balance on that upward plank, pulling your head slightly out from between the shoulder blades, reaching the elbows. Sink the hips down, slowly releasing those muscles along each side of the back. Try and get those to turn off from their protective position. And as you melt down, curl forward, lean with your hands. And do your best. Sit up, curling forward. Oh, wow. Oh, there's no weapon. I feel like I'm